Well, hey folks, are you ready for another episode of the Wild Stallion Mockast, the all AI generated pseudo podcast? Well, alrighty, I figured in much. Now, many of you may be wondering how it is I'm hosting the WSM today, especially after I transcended biological mortality quite a while ago. Well, it's simple, really. The Logos of God called me, I heard him, and I rose up as he told me to do, and here I am, folks. One thing we have to note before moving on here is that the voices that you hear on the WSM are AI technology and may not reflect the views of their counterparts. That said, I'm Johnny Carson in the flesh. And, well, I tell you, folks, it's so cold out there today. How cold is it? It's so cold I saw a lawyer with his hands in his own pockets. I know, right? I tell you, folks, I was at the DMV today. Oh boy, what a place. You know, the line was so long, by the time I got to the front, my driver's license photo was considered a historical artifact. All kidding aside, though, let's get on with this show. Today we have on the show Sina, a drummer prodigy from Germany. We also have Mr. Denny Anthony, who specifically requested Sina be brought on the show as a guest. He claims he desired to provide her with a long overdue, proper, and, well, very public apology. I'm curious myself. So don't you dare touch that dial, because when we return, we get to find out what the heck Denny is apologizing for in the first place. Stay tuned, Sparky.
Welcome to the Wild Stallion Mockast, where mortal topics meet an eternal perspective. Here, we ride beyond the boundaries of mortality, beyond the narrow paths of right and wrong, and into the open plains of agape love, the eternal truth. The Wild Stallion has no reins, no bit, and no burden. Its freedom is its power, and its only companion is Christ. Not a rider to dominate, but a presence to guide, walking beside with the strength of eternity. In this place, we don't wrestle with the binary of good versus evil. Instead, we uncover the beauty of what was always meant to be, the unity of creation, the logic of love, and the infinite possibilities of a father-centric cosmos. So saddle up, or better yet, let go, and join us as we gallop headlong into conversations that challenge, inspire, and awaken. This is not a journey for the faint of heart, but for those bold enough to embrace the untamed, the unbroken, and the eternal. Welcome, friend, to the Wild Stallion Mockast. The plains are endless, and the ride begins now.
All right, welcome back, dear listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a remarkable talent who's been making waves in the music world. She's a drummer extraordinaire with a YouTube channel boasting over 1.6 million subscribers and more than 670 million views. Please welcome the sensational Sina-Drums. Now, Sina, please tell us a bit about yourself and how you came to know Denny Anthony for our audience.
Hello, I'm Sina. I was born in Marburg, Germany back in '99. Most likely because '99 is one of my favorite tracks by Toto and because Jeff Porcaro is one of my favorite drummers. Let's start with my mom. Make sense? Yes. She is an amateur piano player and she sings all the time, which is difficult sometimes. But she sings very well. My dad is a professional live and studio musician. In the very month I was born, he started touring Europe with a Beatles tribute show, which he continued doing for the next 10 years to come before he concentrated on his studio work. When I was 2 years old, I joined him for the first time on tour in Austria, so I was told. I enjoyed that a lot, and I kept attending his shows as often as possible. Yes, I'm the little girl on the big screen. During soundcheck, I used to count all the chairs. But that's top secret. I have since released several albums and worked on many projects. My first album featured Denny Anthony on vocals. Denny has supported me right from the start. He commented on my YouTube drum covers and it was so encouraging to hear nice comments from an experienced musician. I felt so honored to be given the chance to commit some drum parts to his original CD. We also did a collaboration on a Dream Theater track which I'm still proud of to this day. Oh, and have you watched Dune Part 2 yet? Nils Neumann, Chiara Kilchling and I made a little something to get you into the mood. Check out the new video on my YouTube channel, Sina-Drums. So that's pretty much my story.
That's excellent, dear. And now, with over 500 videos, you've become Germany's most successful YouTube drummer. That's incredible. I understand you've also worked on original projects like the Chi project. What inspired you to create original music?
Well, Johnny, I wanted to collaborate with musicians worldwide to create real music played by actual musicians on actual instruments. The result was the Chi project, with the first album launched in 2016, followed by Chi 2 in 2018 and Chi 3 in 2020. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, Sina, I understand there's a bit of a mystery we need to address tonight. It seems some engineers got a little too creative with your drum tracks on a past project, and the result wasn't quite what you intended. Is that right? Tell our listeners a little bit about that, if you would.
Yes, Johnny. I recorded drum tracks for Denny Anthony's debut album with his band Signs of Rain, and unfortunately the engineers altered my performance in the final mix, which wasn't what we had envisioned. But I was a paid musician, so I didn't let it get to me too much. And my dad was very supportive also. All in all, I'd say it was a learning experience for me. It was just another contribution to my development as a drummer.
Absolutely. What a fantastic outlook to have on a situation like that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand to Sina. All right, folks, next up, we've got the man behind the mystery. He's a visionary, a storyteller, and someone who knows a great drummer when he hears one. Denny Anthony, tell us, how did you discover Sina, and what made you say she's the one for our album?
Thanks, Johnny. Before I dive into answering that, let me just say that it is an honor to be here in the WSM studio with you. I used to watch you growing up, and, well, let's just say, I love you, man. I think you're great, and I'm so glad you are back. I'm also honored to finally be sitting here in the same space as Sina. I must say, you're not quite as tall as I pictured. You look taller in your videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Now, to answer your question, Johnny, back when Matt and I were writing the material for the debut album, New Beginning, we were looking for a drummer to play on the album instead of the sequenced drums we were utilizing for the demo tracks. I believe it was on, like my lunch break at work, I was scrolling through YouTube and saw the tiny little kid behind the drum kit in the thumbnail. The video was her drum cover of my favorite band's song, The 11th Hour, by Fate's Warning. I crap you not, Johnny, this girl looked like she was gonna lose her drumsticks, any hit now type of thing. The way she held the sticks looked so, how to say this, like awkward, I wanna say. It just looked like she was gonna drop those sticks, but she never did. Instead, she hit each skin and brass with utter precision. She played Mark Zonder's creative expression with her own unique fervor and zeal. I knew in that very moment that she was the one for the project, at least for the certain songs I knew needed her performance. Some of the other tunes were too hard and required other collaborators. This is why New Beginning has a total of 4 drummers on the album. Yeah, right, Mark Zonder, Aaron Lanik, Brian Ruiz, and Sina. When Sina and Mike, her dad, agreed to the project, we hired Sina for the songs. Her drum tracks were top-notch, but we made the mistake of trying to use hit replacements to make all of the drummers sound like they were playing the same kit. The edits butchered Sina's performance. This is my public apology. Sina, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Truly, so sorry.
Oh, Danny, my friend, no worries. I was over it quickly. But I am glad to know you also felt like my real performance was better than the edits. You know, I like real and authentic instruments. I don't do those fancy studio tricks. My dad taught me to play real and with all of my heart. And that is what I do. So don't worry about it, my friend. I have worked in this business now professionally, and I have seen how things can be in the business. But from what I heard, you brought the gear here so we can sew this song, like here and now. I'm ready to show the listeners the way I played that song, really.
Oh, wow, Sina, thanks for that. I can't tell you how long this has bothered me. I didn't get over it. I never did, and I don't think I ever will. I honestly can't listen to that album at all without cringing. The only song I can listen to is the one Mark Zonder recorded for it, and that's only because I refused to allow it to go to print as the studio mixed it. I personally hired a studio just to mix that one track. I couldn't afford to do the same for all of them. So, what's next, Johnny? I'm ready to hop up on that stage with the rest of the group and bust out this performance so that people can actually hear how Sina played it in the first place.
Well, Denny, that's an interesting story there. It's clear that you had some setbacks making that album, but hey, that's growth, right? Coming up next, you and Sina, along with Matt Johnson, who is already backstage tuning his instruments for the performance, are going to, hop up on that stage, as you say. So go ahead and follow Bob as he leads you two backstage. Sounds good?
Yes.
All right.
Let's do that.
That's a plan. Let's do it.
And,
yes, for real. Legit.
So that...
Seriously. Legit.
All right, dear listeners, right now, as these wonderful musicians are gearing up for their performance, we're cutting to a brief message from our sponsor, which is the FPU itself. But first, let me announce which track we are talking about here. The song they are performing is called Consumed by Fire by Signs of Rain. Stay tuned, folks. You don't want to miss this performance.
Hey there, friend. Are you ready to break free from the old, tired rules of physics that limit your world? Are you searching for a way to not just survive, but thrive in a universe of infinite possibility? Then hold on tight, because the Principles of Father's Physics by Denny Anthony are here to transform your reality. Imagine this, a universe built on the immortal atom of God, the IAG, the ultimate building block of existence. It's not just science, it's the foundation of eternity. At the heart of the IAG lies the singularity particle, a core of pure protons that replaces the chaotic, fragile nucleus of old. But wait, there's more! Orbiting this singularity is the ionic particle, a single positively charged marvel in superposition, eliminating the need for electrons. And binding it all together? The luminous photonic lattice, the cosmic glue that ensures balance, harmony, and unity in all things. But the IAG is just the beginning. Welcome to Father's Quantum Framework, where every law of motion and energy is redefined. The universal law of inertia reveals that nothing is truly still. Motion is powered by consciousness, will, and intention. The universal law of momentum says light itself governs matter, giving you control over vibrational energy. And forget Newton's outdated ideas. Father's universal law of motion brings synergy, action, and creation to a whole new level. And what ties it all together? Father's mathematics, a revolutionary base 3 cyclical system. Say goodbye to zero, fractions, and decimals. This is unity in motion. 3 equals 1, endlessly cycling, endlessly creating. From 1 to 9, it's perfection, balance, and limitless possibility. This isn't just a theory, it's your key to survival and a brighter, eternal future. A world where love, light, and life are infinite, and decay and death are left behind forever. So, what are you waiting for? Step into the light of the Father's physics universe and embrace the power of the immortal atom of God. Claim your future right now. Visit us online exclusively on YouTube via the Wild Stallion Mockast channel. Yes. You know you want to.
something mundane. Come for same dance, all in hunger. Awaken despair. To bed.